Eat my.
What's good? What's good?
Hola.
What it do? What it do, Chef?
We in the
How you
building, man.
doing?
We're live. Peace and blessings, everybody. What's going on out there?
Hey, man, it's what it is.
Chilling.
We chilling today. It's a little cloudy, but we good.
Still on them twos, though. Still on them twos.
Yeah, still on the twos.
No doubt. Big shout to Highway Hyenas checking in.
Oh, it's a delayed reaction. I mean,
Checking in. Live out of East Orange, New Jersey. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Live from the JTS Clubhouse. So for those who don't know about JTS, you're live in Jersey at the JTS Clubhouse. Please let us know real quick before we introduce the star of the show.
I'm sorry, sir. What you say? I'm sorry.
I said we're live at JTS. Please tell our folks a little bit about JTS real quick, bro.
Oh, okay. There you go. What's up, people? I'm Silk. I'm the president founder of Jersey Trendsetters. Just had our 10th year anniversary. They said we out of East Orange. You know, we call it Ill Town. You know, we shoot for another 10 though. We shoot for another 10. You know, and like I said, you know, our house is out here in East Orange. You know, Sev had the pleasure of partying with the Trendsetters out here. But that's pretty much it, man. You know, like we just focus, man. We just trying to stick to this riding thing, man. You know, that's what it's all about, pounding the pavement. And then, of course, I got my little partner in crime here from Mommy's on Twos.
how you doing? I'm Tosh. I'm the president and founder of Mommies on Twos. We're based out of Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. And we've been 4 years as Mommies on Twos, but I'm I think I'm a little bit known throughout the community. Yeah, I'm a little bit known throughout the community. You know, for riding on my bike though, all over the USA. I ain't finished all the states, but I got like only a few more to go on my bike, Jigsaw, on my hills. And you know, by myself.
Indeed. Big shout to the whole Mommies on Twos motorcycle club coming out of Newark, New Jersey. Big shout to Mommy's Social Club coming out of Newark, New Jersey. Once again, we appreciate Highway Hyenas podcast joining us today as we talk to the mayor. All right. So, you know, I had to bring a little help. Because I heard the mayor's a big deal out there, so I brought my bro out there. And Mayor, we're looking forward to talking to you about what's going on in Atlanta and what's going on the bike set in the South. We know you have a big anniversary party coming up, bro, so we want to talk about that and a little bit of everything. So, Mayor, can you hear us loud and clear, brother?
I can hear you, boss. I don't know about a big deal. I'm just the mayor. I'm just a redheaded stepchild of the motorcycle set. I'm just here. I love this shit and I do it good. That's all.
Indeed.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
All good. So the mayor. So first of all, our sister. First of all, big up to the whole team. Excuse me, real quick. I gotta shout out my team real quick. The Set Magazine all over the place, from Cali to New York, but especially our sister Mocha from 24 Karat Divas Social Club, who actually hooked us up with the mayor. You know, she's our eyes and ears down there in the A. We appreciate her. She's been with us for years, and it's always good vibes. So Mocha, big up and thank you. You know what I'm saying? Now, the mayor, we know that, first of all, mayor, tell us about the mob, bro. For those who don't know about the mob, we know you're the founder of the mob. Please let us know a little something about the mob, brother.
Well, the Mob MC is Disciples and Monsters on Bikes, and when we started the Mob MC, we were disciples because just like Jesus had his disciples, he was bringing people to the cross, or bringing people to Christianity. We bring people to motorcycles and understanding what motorcyclism is, if nothing else, how to be a biker, so on and so forth. And then when it came to the monster side, back in the day when we first started, we were typically on sport bikes. So we were monsters because if you want to see us in the curve. If you want to see us in the streets on some other shit, it was going to be, when it's up, it's up. Now it's more or less, a lot of us are hogging up. A lot of the club has, like my Texas chapter, all of them on hogs, but majority of the club, the organization as a whole is hogging up. So now it's, when you want to see us, we on some civilized stuff where let's get these miles. It's long distance. If you ain't talking miles, what we talking about? We don't play tennis. We're not gonna go back and forth with you. We want to see you on the ground, and that's ground pound. So that's what the mob is.
No doubt, no doubt.
Facts.
Yeah, well, I know the Jersey Trendsetters and the Mommies on Twos. I know both of them at the pounding. I ain't gonna front. Me myself, I'm an indie rider. But I love my city, so I try not to go too far. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get that big Harley Davidson like everybody else. So I keep it local. I'm a local Larry. But for those who pound, big up, and for those who love their city, big up. You know what I'm saying? But man, let me ask you a question. So when you talk about pounding, let's talk about some of those trips that your club actually goes. We talk about Atlanta to California, Atlanta to New York, Atlanta to Baltimore. Like, let's talk about a typical weekend when y'all guys are actually pounding on these highways.
Well, it just depends. I don't know if you're familiar with the roundup, but when the roundup was in Las Vegas, I was still on my sport bike, and one of my club sisters, Diamond, big shout out to Diamond. She's one of our retired members, but she rode her Gixxer 1000. I rode my Gixxer 1000 from Atlanta to Vegas, and for a minute there, I skipped over to like California just to say, hey, I've been to California on the ground. Your typical trip, there's nothing typical about the mob. I mean, when we get together as fellowship, this organization was built on family, and that was the biggest part. It wasn't about let's go party here, party there, and do this, do that. It was mainly we wanted to be a part of something where we all felt a part of it, and we were all family, and that was just it. So a typical ride for us, like me and Heavyweight, we decided one day we were gonna go take a ride, and it was going to be a 2-hour ride. Well, that 2-hour ride ended up being almost 8 hours, So, and that's when the love of this, and that's when people say they are bikers, when you turn a 2-hour trip into an 8-hour ride, that singles you out from the rest of the crowd, and it's not many people that'll do that. We just did Pensacola for Vikings MC. Shout out to Vikings MC. Pensacola, Florida, that's a 5-hour ride for us. It's not a big ride, not a long distance ride, but 5 hours, we do that in our sleep. And I mean, we enjoyed ourselves. We went out there, got an Airbnb, and well, we had 2 Airbnbs, and we just hung out and had a great fucking time.
Right. So I got a quick question. So how long you guys, been on the set?
16 years. We're celebrating 16 years this year, October the 8th, the Saturday. BGG has their anniversary, which is a social club in Atlanta. They'll have their anniversary on a Friday night, and we have our anniversary on Saturday nights. We don't do a meet and greet. We just do an anniversary party, and that's it on Saturdays.
Okay. Now, let me ask you that, because that's a great question. Because, sometimes I really don't, over the years, I just strictly try to stick to just riding topics. I don't do too much of the politics, but I do remember at one time when I was speaking to a few people in Georgia, period, and I noticed that they say that you guys have the MCs on Saturdays and the socials. Is that always been the case?
No,
In Georgia?
that wasn't always the case. About 10, 11 years ago, the Georgia Council got started, and the Georgia Council was created to reel in some of the BS, to cut a lot of the BS out, and to get rid of a lot of the BS. Some of these clubs that were running around on the set, and you don't see them until the anniversary party. They say they got 30 members, but you only see 2 of them on motorcycles. The Georgia Council kind of came in when the Georgia Council was formed to eliminate some of all that stuff. As far as social clubs in the state of Georgia cannot have anniversaries on Saturday nights. That's reserved for the MCs. Social clubs in the state of Georgia cannot wear black vests. That is reserved for the MCs, except for you have a couple of clubs like 2, 3, 4 in the Atlanta area. I don't know about the surrounding areas that are grandfathered in, like Phoenix Rising, who are, I don't know, I can't even remember how old they are. They older than us. How about that? So Phoenix Rising, they're given the grace to continue to rock black colors. But as far as if you're a new social club or upcoming social club, you cannot wear a black vest in the state of Georgia.
Oh, okay.
37 years they are. Phoenix Rising is 37 years.
37. Wow, man, that's epic right there.
Right.
People don't know how hard it is to make 2 years.
Right.
Let alone 16.
I think
Absolutely.
Is it a co-ed club?
Well, Phoenix Rising is all female club.
No, I'm talking about his club.
Oh, my club. Yes, we are a co-ed club. Yes, and I have some amazing sisters, even though sometimes they get on my. Am I allowed to curse? Because I've been cursing and carrying on. They get on my motherfucking nerves. But I tell you what.
Damn nerves.
Hold on. Let me say this. No matter how much they get on my motherfucking nerves, there is nobody else out here that's gonna take care of me the way these ladies have taken care of me and the rest of the men in this organization.
That's right, because us women, we might be bitches sometime or bitch sometime, but we're the caregivers, we're the the backbones, all that stuff. When you need a shoulder to cry on, you don't want to cry to your boys, we got you.
There's no crying in MC.
Yes, it is. Let me cry. I heard a lot of crying.
Yes, indeed.
I was a nigga.
But when it comes to my sisters, man, I mean, it don't matter if I'm out of town and one of my bros can't, like if I need one of them, hey, I need you to go get my bike and take it to Harley. I'm out of town because I work out of town with my business or whatnot. If I need one of them to do it, they'll do it. If I need one of them, hey, I'm coming in town. Hey, I want to do something. I want to hang out and just have drinks. It's party at somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? If I come in town and they don't know I'm coming in town, they're gonna cuss me out about, hey, why you ain't tell nobody you in town? Right. But as soon as they see me, hey, give me a double shot of Hennessy straight up for the mayor and a Corona, and that's how that's gonna go.
That's what's up. That's us females, Hey.
The mayor, I do have another question. Now I know years ago, I know I've spoke with a few people from the council. I know Georgia had it set up to where you only allow so many clubs in the state. Is that still the case, or?
It was never that extenuating. I wouldn't say that. If anything, like at one point before the Georgia Council started, in the city of Atlanta, we had 300 plus clubs. I'm not going to put the actual number out there. I'm just going to say 300 plus clubs.
Okay.
Now, there are states that don't have that many clubs. But when you look at somebody like Philadelphia, for example, and I'm not shooting at Philly, but at one point, I think their count was 2,000. But you're including social clubs, bike clubs, truck clubs, MSCs, MCCs, and so on and so forth, different categories. Like in the Georgia area, the state is closed right now. And the state is closed is because there are too many clubs that are trying to pop up. Most people say, well, if I'm a national club, I should be given a safe passage to start a chapter down in Atlanta. No, that don't mean. And now this is mayor speaking. This is not the Georgia Council, but this is the mayor speaking. I don't care if you're a national club. I respect your nation, don't get me wrong, but just for you to get passage into the Atlanta, Georgia area doesn't mean, well, I'm a national club, I should have passage. You know what? You're a national club, yes, but you can start a pop-up chapter. Everybody speak about pop-up clubs all the time. Well, this is a pop-up club, that's a pop-up club. But also at the same time, when you're a nation and you start a chapter down there in Atlanta or wherever, and you see them today and they gone tomorrow, that is a pop-up club.
Pop-up
So
club,
if you started
absolutely.
a pop-up chapter, that's some shit that we're trying to get rid of in the city of Atlanta, especially the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
Maybe if y'all do a minimum of 5 to 10 years or something. Oh, a minute. See, hey, okay,
Well,
gotcha.
no, well, to start a chapter, typically protocol would say or had read in the past that you had to have 5 people to start a chapter in any state. Now in the city of Atlanta and it's going through the state of Georgia, you have to have 10. You must have 10 people to start. And that's just to cut down some of the people. Well, you know what? I got 5. It's easy to get 5. It's hard to get 10, and it's harder to keep 10 than it is to keep 5. So
And then you
Right.
know what it does too? It also stops uh, five disgruntled people dipping
yep,
from one club to go to the next club. 'Cause that's what happens. We out of
absolutely.
here. 5 of us. We got a board. That's what they do. I know they do it up here up north. Oh, okay. 5 of us pissed off. We're gonna move over here and start a board. So I get it. That's definitely. I think that should be something that a lot of states should think about. But a lot of states are not as organized as the council is just in the Atlanta area. Um, the mayor, have you spoken to other areas? Or has other areas reached out to you regarding maybe trying to do the same thing elsewhere, or no?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've had different areas and different states call me and say, hey, how did y'all make this work? Hey, how did y'all make that work? Hey, why did y'all put the ladies in social clubs in different color vests versus black vests? And just to reiterate on that, like that was one of the big things that was talked about in the state of Georgia 10, 11 years ago. We don't want social clubs in hard colors. That's what one of the things that was brought up from one of the MCs, not me or the Georgia Council, but it was brought
Yeah.
up. And not for nothing, whether it's shooting myself in the foot or not for saying it, I was almost in favor of saying the ladies that are in social clubs shouldn't be wearing hard colors. For what?
Mm,
What are they gonna see you driving
yeah.
down the road in your colors, and you're not supposed to be in a cage with your colors on anyhow?
Mm,
But the compromise was instead of putting them in t-shirts, having them being distinguished as a social club by wearing a different color.
yeah.
Now that doesn't stop an MC from wearing a different color vest, but I mean the mob is a traditional MC, so we're gonna have black vests.
Fact, fact. Yeah, and like I said, and I definitely understand. I try to tell people too before is that, you know, when you shouldn't look like us if you're not sharing the same risk. You know what I mean? So they don't
Absolutely.
get that. Like if you're not out here cracking that throttle and putting them miles in and things like that, like you shouldn't be able to wear the same uniform. I'm quite sure if you're a tennis player, you're gonna stand out wearing a football helmet, during the match. So and I think everybody should stay in their lane. But like I said, I definitely get it. But I definitely wanted to know, that was my main question. Did other areas reach out to you, and how successful were you in engaging in conversation and maybe start up or some other? I mean, I don't want to know the areas, but I just want to know if that was definitely something that was on the table, because I think it needs to be.
Right.
To stay in
And
the sport.
I'll be
I'm not into
I'm sorry.
sport.
And I'll be honest with you, being in this seat, J Dog, J Dog was in this seat at one point, Double R Riders and Double R Riders MC. And when he was in this seat, I still reach out to him and I ask him questions. And then there's other people that are on boards out of Knoxville, Tennessee. You got DSB,
Yeah.
one of the bros over there. I reach out to him all the time because he's the head of his state or of his coalition over there, and that's Papa Wrench. So certainly we all bang heads with each other and ask, hey,
Great.
what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What are the OMCs doing in your area? What are the white OMCs are doing in your area? What are the black OMCs and white OMCs allowing in your area?
Yeah.
So, we do talk with each other on a regular, not, I can't say I talk to the people in California that's on a board or whatever the case, but some of the surrounding areas for sure.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Seb,
So
what's
let me
good,
ask,
Seb?
Hey, Ned, I'm loving this conversation. You know, I remember hearing about the Georgia Council years ago, and one of the things that I definitely remember, I just Googled GA Council, it popped right up. I'm not sure, that's when the website popped up. One of the things that I definitely remembered is that I respected that the structure from what I saw on the website, and something that stuck out at the time is the fact that y'all guys had a non-compliant list. Do y'all guys still have a non-compliant list when it comes to the council?
Hell
I remember
yeah.
that. You can't forget that. Then everybody was putting their
Drinking what?
names in. Y'all still have that
So
going?
so years ago, it used to, when it originated, it used to be called the blackball list. And the blackball list meant if you came about things the wrong way, you weren't properly blessed in on this set. For anybody that doesn't know what a proper blessing is, if you've not been in, excuse me, if you have not been blessed in by an OMC, an outlaw motorcycle club, or a diamond holder, there's a difference between the two now. There's a difference between the two. You know, I would say the dominant, more or less, so people are not confused. But if you're not blessed in by a 1% club, then you come in the wrong way. If you have not got the proper blessing by saying, "Hey, big brother, my name is the mayor, and I want to start a club in this area, in your territory, and I want you guys to give us a blessing to do so." If you have not done that, if you just woke up today and say, "Hey, I'm going to be the mayor and I'm going to be the president and I'm going to start the mob," then you're not proper. You know, we don't acknowledge you on this set. And in Atlanta or in the state of Georgia, we would put you on the blackball list, which means you were not allowed to come to any anniversary or any clubhouse. You were not acknowledged. If somebody let you in the anniversary, you weren't acknowledged for a color count or anything. But, you know, of course, you had J Dog, who again was a part of the Georgia Council before he stepped down. He got sued on multiple occasions from people out here on the set doing shit improperly, and they said it was defamation of character was one of the suits. I don't remember all the suits. When I tell you he's been sued multiple times, that's when they decided to change it to the non-compliant list. So you're not compliant. I'm sorry, not the non-compliant list. You're not on the invitation. So if you're not a part of the set and you're not invited, then therefore you can't come in. You know, I'm not telling you that your name is dirty, your name is bad, you're on the blackball list. Everything changes up politic-wise. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you're not legit and you want to run around in the state of Georgia, at some point, somebody gonna see you. Facebook, social media, somebody gonna take a picture of your ass and somebody gonna tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing?" You know, and that's it. And we are 99% clubs. You know, this is not no, I'm fixing to come over here and snatch your rags. That's not my job. That's above my pay grade. That's above the Georgia Council pay grade. Only thing we're supposed to do is educate you. You know, what does it mean to put your helmet on a bar? What does it mean to take your helmet inside of a clubhouse? Why you shouldn't take your helmet inside a clubhouse? Why should you back your bike into the clubhouse? You know, what does it mean to set a helmet down on the highway if you broke down? You know, these are the things that we teach. You know, how you pick a motorcycle up if you by yourself and the bike is heavier than you. Protocol and what's going on the set is what the Georgia Council is about.
That's right. Let's go. Like I said, I know from our side, you know, I think that's needed everywhere because, and I don't know how, you know, I can't speak for other clubs, but the one thing I try to tell some of my members is we're not going to always be together traveling. So it's important that your members are very well educated when they traveling abroad. I know I don't know if you have it down there, but up here, we have a lot of people that don't even leave the county, let alone the state. So, so that's why I'm pretty, you know, and of course there's other states that had that problem. You know, I tell my team all the time, like, you know, you can't live this life on South Orange Avenue. But what I'm saying is that, you know, and I think that's important that everybody educate their team because there's nothing worse than they get somewhere, you know, like Georgia, that's very on top of the game. and they can't answer questions or they don't know what they're doing, because it makes the whole brand look retarded.
Right.
Actually, it makes us look crazy.
Facts.
Actually. So, but anyway, yeah, like I said, I've always, preached up here about the Georgia Council because I think I spoke to them years ago. I was trying to work my way down there myself, and and I got turned around as well. This was years ago, man, when I was. You come out and you're kind of popular, you're kind of hot for a second, and everybody gravitate to you.
Yeah.
Well, it worked except for Georgia, but so I just try to teach people, man. Like you hit the nail on the coffin, man. About it. Like I said, you got to educate these people, man, because just like you spread the education, people don't understand those bad habits. They spread even faster.
Yeah.
They spread
Absolutely.
even faster, man. So it's important, man. Like I said, I give y'all nothing but props down there for doing that. But I'm really, really anxious to see if somebody's going to stand up and take that same initiative to develop. I wish we definitely need it up here in the north. It's just that everybody want to be a boss. Like nobody wants to be Indians
Yeah.
anymore. Everybody want to
Yeah.
be chiefs. But like I said, it is. I just keep praying, man. You know what I mean? Keep praying,
Well,
and maybe one day.
and maybe you might be able to step in that realm where you're talking to the OMCs up there. I know it's hard to talk with OMCs at times as a whole. Like, I have relationships with a lot of the OMCs, but also at the same time, maybe it's just one OMC needs to step in there, or you might be able to get one OMC to step in to back the Georgia Council, or stand in front. I mean, not to back the Georgia Council, but to back the council up there. We have had an OMC that has backed us since day one of the Georgia Council, and there's other OMCs that didn't like it. There's other OMCs that might necessarily not agree with it. But at the end of the day, it's what was necessary as far as the Georgia Council went. And people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand change. I made a lot of mistakes, believe it or not, when I first started the mob. When I first joined the motorcycle community, I made a lot of mistakes because I ain't know this shit. I was one of those people who after not seeing biker boys made me want to join a motorcycle club, but I'm like, well, damn, it's like that. Biker boys actually made me want to travel. I started riding my bike further, longer, with more people, and started seeing different arrays of the set. It was different colors in the fucking rainbow. And the stuff that I started learning, it was because I ran into this OMC once. He was the national president of his organization. And I'll never forget this shit. I rode to DC and I met him in Virginia. I was actually, my club sister Diamond was with his property. And her bike was having bike issues. I mean, she was having bike issues. That bike went on the trailer with the rest of the properties. The properties rode together and she rode with them. But we went to DC for the M5 project. And in the midst of going to DC, I was getting tired on my bike. I had been up for 24 hours, jumped on the motorcycle and left the city of Atlanta, got to Virginia and was about to fall asleep on the bike. And they called me and told me, hey, meet this brother right here. He's about the same area you're in, coming from Georgia. Y'all are going to meet up at the same time. I rode into DC with this brother. When we got to DC, he showed me his campground. He said, whatever you do, pay close attention. If you have any issues, you say my name. And if they have a problem with that, you come get me or tell them to come get me. But outside of that, as long as you don't touch none of these POs, because I don't know who the PO belong to, you should be good. You want something to drink? Go in that cooler. You want something to eat? Fix you a plate. You with me. And from there, the stigma of OMCs, they want to kill you, and all they do is this, that, and the third, and whoop, 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 whoop. You can't hang out with them. That shit went away. Man, I learned so much from that brother, so much. And if nothing else, if I didn't learn anything else, I learned that I can talk to other OMCs. I learned that I can talk to his bros, other people of wearing the same vest. And from there, it just started. I went on a journey, man, and I want to learn. I want to know. I want to know how to do this. I want to do that. And I started doing it. So
now, man, I got another question for you. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but does an OMC sit on your council, or do they oversee anything, or strictly just the Georgia Council with all
Right
99?
now, it's strictly the 99ers on the
Okay.
Georgia Council. You know, like I say, we do have a big brother, OMC that for the most part backs us. We do discuss certain things with them and go from there. But OMC for the Georgia Council is OMC. So I don't want to do any name dropping, but
No, I got you.
if this OMC is over here and then that same OMC is over here and this OMC is over here, they're still gonna get the same respect for the most part. Like I'm gonna respect the OMC like a man's supposed to respect another man.
Absolutely.
But also at the same time, the person who blessed my club in is that's the club that blessed my club in. So it's gonna be a little bit different respect. You can come into my anniversary and not have to pay. You can call me, even though I'm not a support club, you know, anybody can call me in the middle of the night and say, hey, can you bring a trailer? You know, it can be the other OMCs calling me, asking me for a trailer. It don't matter. A man is a man, a woman's a woman. If you need my help, and if I can't answer my phone, and if I hear it, I'm gonna help you. But the people who blessed our club in is gonna be a little bit different, and that's all I can say about that.
That's gotcha. Cool. That's what's up. I know I had one more when it comes to the council, but I forgot what it was. I'm getting old, man. I know I wanted to ask. Oh, that's what it was. By any chance, like now, do y'all have a separate packet or guidelines that you give all the Georgia clubs, or it's just strictly like this is what it is? So like, do you have like, you know, every club got their own bylaws, but as the council, do you have a separate thing that y'all dispense to everybody that's in the Georgia Atlanta area?
The Georgia Council does have a set of bylaws, so and you have to follow. No, we do.
Okay.
The state has bylaws.
Gotcha.
And like for us, we have the MC side and we have the social club side. The MC side, like for us, if nothing else, there's a set of bylaws. Period. Point blank. Now, when it comes to the social clubs, they have a set of bylaws. For you to be a social club, you must, well, like one of the things that's in the bylaws, for you to be a social club, you must have a sponsoring MC for at least 10 years. So if you decide to come out and become white cabinet social clubs or black cabinet social clubs or table dancing social club, whatever you want to call yourselves, you must be attached to an MC.
Right.
Now, for you being attached to an MC, that means if you fuck up, we're gonna call y'all to the table and we're gonna call your sponsoring MC to the table. You know, and you can't just jump around and say, you know what, I don't like the way the mob treating us. We're gonna go over here to Big Head MCs. I don't know if that's a club or not. That's not a club in Atlanta. I'm just giving y'all an example. But we're gonna go to Big Head MC. Well, I don't like the way Big Head MCs treating us. We're gonna go over here to Bottle Capping MC. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got 2 times, and after that, either if that club drop you or you decide you want to go somewhere else, or that club goes somewhere else, then you're no longer a social club.
Now let me ask you this one, like I said, because I don't want to get too detailed. I know everybody's criteria is sacred and things like that. But now for the MCs though, is there a mileage guideline or a riding guideline, or you know? Because you know these cats are still on the curb, man. The man. These cats are still at the curb if you let them. That's good.
But you can ride a certain amount of miles within the close area as well.
It don't matter. You just got to be home.
You're right. Both of y'all right.
You can't be trying to put people to their death.
No, you can't.
Like making them go. You know, I don't make my girls. You know, personally, that's me. I don't push them. I try to encourage them, but I don't push them further than they could go. And they still out here on their tubes. So, you know, it is what it is. Each person.
No, but like I said, like we said, we're trying to see how different areas do it. But what I was saying to the mayor is that because, like, for instance, I know most MCs have like, okay, listen, in order to maintain your status in our club, your bike's got at least, you know, like you do your bike count at the beginning.
Oh, Georgia thing.
Well, just no, it's not Georgia. It's a lot of areas with MC. So what they'll do is they'll do a they'll check your odometer at the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah.
They'll check it at the end. So that's what I was asking. But was that like here, someplace that's on the club level? I didn't know if the council did it
Oh,
on the
okay.
council level.
Oh,
No, the council doesn't do it on that level because then, if
Okay.
nothing else, we would have to have quite a few people to
Right.
keep
oh,
up
to
with
get
that
down.
shit. But
Yeah, yeah,
you know, on the mobs level, we do have it's in our bylaws, like you must maintain 5,000 miles. If you don't have 5,000 miles in a year, which is to me it's easy, you
yeah.
can't
We do that
vote, you
locally.
don't have a say in the meetings, you can't talk, like you can just show up in meetings. That's all you can do is
Yeah,
show up.
yeah,
But you take somebody's voice from them, it's almost like taking everything from them.
yeah, yeah,
So for
yeah.
me, if you're in a motorcycle club, you should ride your fucking motorcycle. Period. Point
Facts,
blank.
facts. And,
Right.
And
and I'm
that's
gonna tell
too
you
easy.
something. And the reason why I brought that up because when we started doing Highway Hyenas, the goal was like we said, like we don't really want to push anybody, but hoping the movement would encourage people to get on their horse. Like, and I'm the same way. I don't care where you go, just go somewhere.
Right.
Just go. You know what I mean? If you want to go to the store, go to the store. You know what I mean? Just, just go somewhere. Like,
Go to
I
a
don't care.
burger store,
Yeah,
and
but
the corner store.
yeah, but you know it is because at the end of the day, you know, like anything else, like they say, that we're some kind of creatures of habit. And once you get them in the habit of that, just slinging that leg over and cranking it up, man. Like I said, like the same thing with you guys. You said you started 2 hour ride, took you to an 8 hour ride,
Right.
but you got to encourage to put the ass in the seat first.
Mhm.
And I think if we, so that's why we wanted to, and that's why our hashtag is mile hunters. So I don't care if you go out there and get 10. I'm hoping next week you're getting 1,000 though. You know what I mean? So we're trying to figure out a way to just keep people motivated. Like I don't want nobody to try to outride nobody or do anything because there's some guys out there that just are phenomenal with this riding shit, man. They are unbelievable.
Look,
Oh my god, and
hey,
females, absolutely.
hey, and there's some females out here on this set that some of these men ought to be shaming themselves. Cause I remember talking to a dude that told me, man, if it's over 3 hours, if it's over 2.5 hours, I ain't doing it. But I'm
Yep.
talking about, I know some women that's been doing the 48 in 10 days and then 7 days, and then doubled up, tripled up, quadrupled up,
Yes.
and then when you talk about miles, I do have to give one of my bros a shout out. Gotta go. He did 48, 50, 51,000 miles in, I want to say 9 months because 3 of the months his bike was down.
Wow.
So,
Mm.
that's some highway bullying shit. And that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know.
yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and putting that into, it's not something that you got to put in your bylaws. It's just something you put out there to your people. Like we started a mileage challenge, and for everybody who wants it, you can put it out there where, okay, put $150 up or put $100 up or put $50 up. Everybody in the organization that's going to be a part of the mileage challenge, if everybody put it up and let's just say it's $100 and you got 10 people, you got $1,000. Whoever got the most miles, you got $1,000 at the end of the year or at the end of the challenge. So,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
something to play with, or
Definitely
you could
something
do
to
it
play with.
chapterized. Have your chapter put 300 up, put the other chapter put 300 up. Hell, if you got if you got 10 chapters, that's a nice little chunk of change, and it is what it is.
Yeah, shoot, that extra 1,000 is a nice good. If you got a Harley, it's good for a service. Unfortunately, I don't ride a Harley. I ride a. Yeah, that's good for a service. But definitely, man, you hit the nail on the coffin, man. You're like, it's definitely a motivator, man, to really put people out there. And like I said, I think everybody should implement that some way to just keep people motivated and safe. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to push safety and motivation, man. But yeah, you're right. But I definitely wanted to know that, man. Like I said, I give you guys the utmost respect because I know it's not easy. It's not easy maintaining one club, let alone a bunch of clubs in that size of area, that size of geographic that you got down there. But
Right.
just to be nosy because I'm nosy at times. Tell me something y'all working on that's gonna be new, like it's something. I got to be something you're gonna implement. Is there anything you got coming that you're trying to implement down there, or you just gonna keep rocking whatever you're rocking?
What, as a Georgia council or as a
As the
MC?
council, as the council, as the council. Is it something y'all gonna add, or y'all gonna leave it at that, or am I going too far?
I'm not gonna say you're going too far. I'm not sure that my other reps would, the other coalition chairs would
So it's not ready.
appreciate me. Yeah,
Okay,
they're gonna
so
pushing it out there.
okay,
But
it's
I
still
will
not
say
happening.
this. I will say this.
Okay.
Then I will say this. One of the things that has been put out, which is newer clubs, new female clubs. If you're new coming to Atlanta, you must have motorcycle, or in the state of Georgia, you must have motorcycle club written out versus putting MC on your back.
Yeah,
And I'll say that,
absolutely.
and I'll explain that. Some of the women out there or female riders, and do not get me wrong, I love my ladies who ride motorcycles.
Yes.
I love y'all. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all look better to me than anybody doing it. Let me tell you. But at the end of the day, and that's because I'm not gonna look at another man doing it, but didn't say he looked good.
Yeah, all right,
That's what I'm saying. So, but at the end of the day, this is a directive that was put out by the dominant in the state of Georgia, saying that this is what needs to happen going forward. And that is a protocol ordeal. A lot of people don't understand protocol for what it is. You know, you have rules and you have regulations. That's what protocol is. You know, MC used to stand for, and traditionally, I don't want to say used to stand for, traditionally, it stood for men's club.
Yeah.
Nowadays, most people look at it as MC just stands for motorcycle club. So traditionally, men's club. Nowadays, people see it as motorcycle club. So it was a thing that was to do back in the day when you became a motorcycle. Well, when they started letting women or allowing women to wear vests and become a part of the set per se, that was something that they put out there to write it out. And of course, traditionally, a lot of stuff gets watered down per se when it comes to tradition.
Yes.
And being the fact that, like, even with my club, when we started, we don't have MC on our back. It's written out because we knew that we were going to be a co-ed club. And I've had other OMCs step to me and say, Mayor, why y'all got that shit written out? You know, that's like a woman's trait, and this, that, and the third, whoop, 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 whoop. Well, the ladies in my motorcycle club, they ground pound too. They don't need the men with them to ride their motorcycles, okay? Our ladies don't need escorts. They are strong enough, and these are some alpha fucking females. So at the end of the day, I don't want them to go out of state or go out of town. Well, I just say out of state. When you go out of state and you're in somebody else's territory, of course, you're supposed to call it in and make sure you're good when you pull up. But, you know, you have some knuckleheads out here. And even though they're supposed to understand protocol, and even though they might be something other than a 99% club, I'll say it like that.
Gotcha.
Some of them can be knuckleheads. I'll just leave it at that. And I didn't want the ladies to have those issues. And then, of course, somebody would ask me, well, Mayor, why didn't the men put MC on their back and the ladies write motorcycle club out? Then we're no longer uniformed. And if we're not uniformed, then how can we call ourselves a motorcycle club?
Facts. Now, first, I'd like to apologize. Sev, man, I'm so sorry, man. I just got on here and started rambling, man. Please, forgive me. But I just knew the man had a whole bunch of info.
Silk, I have you here the reason. I have you and Tosh here for a reason, because I know when it comes to speaking about pounding the pavement, when it comes to questioning, y'all guys are veterans, you know what I'm saying? So you're a veteran, Highway Hyenas. First of all, Silk, let me say this real quick.
Yes.
Tell people how to find Highway Hyenas podcast.
Oh, definitely. Well, on Instagram it's at highway.hyenas, and then on Facebook it's it's Highway Hyenas. Our email address, I just said that right, Highway Hyenas. Facebook. Yeah. At Facebook is Highway Hyenas. Our email is hhinfo@highwayhyenas.com. It's our email address. So there's always ways to get at us, and especially for the merch, man. I got to send. I'm gonna have to get with you, the mayor. I want to send you some merch. Same for you, Sev. I got to send you some merch. So please, let's link up after this, and so I can get it out to you guys.
For sure.
Yes,
Hey, I do have a question too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tosh and What do you guys ride?
You said
Still,
where?
What you ride? What you ride?
Oh,
what you
what do
ride?
I ride? Oh, I have Jigsaw 1000, 2018 this at this time, at this
Okay,
current time.
okay.
Yeah.
But most of my bikes have been Jigsaws.
Good
I
job,
did
sis. Good
and
job.
dabble. I'm not in the cruiser bike. I'm not. I tried it
Well,
once. No, I tried the I forgot what kind of bike it
In
was,
due
but it was a
time.
little. Yeah, I didn't care too much for it. Somebody let me hold it to go to Delaware or Maryland or something, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
But I
I
can
was like,
do.
nah.
yeah, but I had two Kawasaki Vulcan Vaquero 1700s, the 12 and the 18.
I
And,
think
I
I
can
feel
get
like
it.
he's showing off right now. Like
no, I'm
he's
just
saying
He
it
ain't
like it's.
showing off.
I
It
feel
ain't no
like he's
Zook or no
saying it like it's he's
Harley. It
showing
ain't
out
showing
right now.
off.
Like
no,
like he ain't saying nah. He ain't saying it like
no, I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing.
it was like well, you know.
No, I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. See, because I'm gonna tell you something. The man got this smug look with this Harley look. See, he got that Harley look, right? And when we first started, he said how everybody hogging it up. I'm not hogging it up, okay? I
Hey, I
love
used
my
to say the same
1700.
shit, bro. I used to say it. I
Yeah.
hated Harley Davidsons. I bullshit you not. I said I was gonna be 50, 60 years old, still riding my Gixxer 1000
That's how he
until
say.
I started hearing them bros, them guys pull up with music on their bikes and seeing them now. Oh, they can pop wheelies on them too now.
Yeah.
I just have
Yeah.
one.
I think they be fucking their bikes up when they.
Well, no, and to be honest, I can't pop the Willie, but but my music is phenomenal. My music is
Man,
phenomenal.
bump all that on the Jixie. You can hear some music too.
No, no,
You could put some music. You know they have the helmets with the
Sis, it
music
ain't the
in your ear,
same.
man,
or you
Trust
have
me,
the
it ain't the same.
earbuds.
it ain't the same. I'm telling you,
It ain't the same. I
I'm running
swear.
2 or 3 amps, 6 to
That's
8
because you got to
speakers.
cruise. But when
Yeah,
you
the
want
cruiser,
to,
yeah, cruiser,
yeah.
yeah,
But when you want to get it in, I bet you can't do that.
Shit, me.
But
Hell,
listen,
I'd have tore up a Harley or two doing it though.
yeah, that's for sure.
When you have that little
No,
inch or that little.
but you know what? I got to be honest. I think I'm going to do either Road Glide or Road King soon. You know, I'm gonna do one of those. I don't want to do a street glide though, because I'm so used to the fixed fairing with the 2 Vaqueros. I'm either gonna do another fixed fairing with the Harley or no fairing at all, which would be the Road King. So, and if I do the Road King, that'd be like my little weekend getaway because I'm gonna have a cholo style. So, yeah. So I do have a Harley, in my sights, I guess I should say. But but right now, my 1700 done up. You know what I mean? We're done up. That joke can get
Hey
up and get
man,
out the way. I get out the way, player.
hey,
Nah,
but
at
check
but
it
the
out,
end of
check
the
What
it
kind
day,
of
out.
man,
sport
I
bikes?
respect
What
any
kind
and
of sport bikes
everybody
you
who
used to ride?
riding. A rider's a rider, so
yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? It is
Yeah,
what it
What
man.
is.
kind of sport bike did you ride when you did ride a sport bike?
Mine was the '06 Gixxer 1000 when they first came out with the mods or
Oh,
modes.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
I had the
yeah,
'05 one before. The
yeah.
'04, the
That's what's
'05,
up,
the
man. Like I said,
Superman
yeah,
model.
like I said, Sev, we honored that you brought us in. I'm
Yes,
definitely glad to meet a good brother.
I am as
Uh,
well. Hopefully I meet you
definitely.
next time
Yeah,
I'm
and I
down
just
that
left
way.
Atlanta too. I just left Atlanta. I swear, I wish I'd have known just a
Right.
little ahead of time. I definitely would have scheduled to sit down with you, man. But
Yeah,
I was
we
down here on
definitely need to
business.
link up.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna reach out to you now. How can we get to you? You on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Uh,
You pull
Well,
up Antoine the Mayor Waters. So
okay,
I'll
Antoine.
get it to you. Antoine, Antwain.
okay.
And
All
then
right,
type in the
Oh, I
mayor.
got it.
It'll pull
the
up.
man.
I got it.
You got it. You got it. All right, cool.
All right,
All right.
y'all. But listen, I'm gonna say this really quickly. We actually have a few shout outs in the chat, so I'm gonna talk about the chat real quick. The people who are actually checking in. But before I do,
Shout out to you all.
before we get off the
Hmm?
topic of rides, I'm talking about my ride. You know what I'm saying? So, like you
Uh,
said, this is the bike set, right? Everyone has a different flow, different vibe. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm actually on a KLR 650. And there's a story behind that. You know what I'm saying? So I went there, and I'm gonna represent for everyone who's not on a cruiser, not on a street bike, who's on like a dual purpose, or even riding in the dirt on their ATVs. I'm on a KLR. And I'm gonna tell you why I ride a KLR. I actually went down on my Suzuki Bandit 1200. I totaled that, I say about 4 years ago. And I ain't gonna lie, I hit my head so hard that I actually said, I gotta take a break. I need to take a break. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm taking my break, you know, all your friends are riding around and where you at, what you doing, did you get a bike yet? All that stuff happened. You know what I'm saying? So I actually put a KLR on the road. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I'm tall. And this shit was like 4,000. It was cheap. I said, let me just throw this up there. But I actually fell in love with the mountain bike feel.
Oh, what happened? Did it freeze? Because we still on here.
I see the
Yeah,
man.
I'm still on here too. He's
Yeah,
froze.
Africa.
There you go. There you go.
He's in and out.
No, he's here. We're here, but Steph,
I came back for a second. Instead of freezing up.
yes. Somebody asking a question to you. What is the role of SCs and who's supposed to teach the SCs how to maintain on the set? I can't see all of it though.
That question for me?
I'm guessing you're the guest.
What is the role of the I mean, at the end of the day, social clubs are supposed to support their sponsoring MC in general. Like if a social club, let's say for example, the Mob MC, we have a social club that's attached to us called the Lady Soldiers. And the Lady Soldiers, if we say, hey, we're going to Texas, we need somebody to drive support vehicle. That's their job. That's what they need to do. That's what we need them to do. As a social club, if it's our anniversary, we want y'all to fry fish. That's y'all job. That's what we need y'all to do. If we're having a fundraiser, we need somebody to help wash the bikes. And so be it. That's what we need you to do. But also at the same time, another portion that you should have asked with that question is, what is the job of the MCs to that social club as well? And that's where some people fail to ask or to know or to require. You know, as a MC who has a social club attached to us, it is our job to make them understand what the set is and what you can and can't do on the set and why you can and can't say certain things, how to approach an OMC or one percenter that is talking to somebody else in the crowd, or how to handle certain things within your organization without putting your business out there to other organizations per se. You know, if one of my club sisters called me, or if one of the social club ladies called me and tell me, hey, I got a problem with my old man, this nigga keep beating my ass, I'm gonna call the bros up and we gonna go have a nice, cordial conversation with this gentleman. And after that, it's like, you know, either you gonna chill out, or, and I promise you ain't gonna put your hands on her no more, or you gonna see us again. And when we come back, it's not gonna be a cordial conversation. That's if you get that cordial conversation the first go round. So, you know, there's levels to it. But either way, you know, the social club, you can learn what your role is as a social club by talking to your dominant in your area if you don't have a sponsoring MC. And pay attention to what people are telling you, because if you ask, don't just go off of one MC if you don't have a sponsoring MC. And even if you have a sponsoring MC, don't just go off of that MC. Do your research. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Listen to the people that's talking around you and be able to determine what's BS and what's not BS. Because if Silk come tell me one thing and Sev tell me something, that doesn't mean that I'm just going to listen to them too. I'm going to go check in with this person, that person, and I'm going to verify that, okay, Silk know what the hell he talking about. Sev know what he talking about. So now going forward, after so many times, I'm not going to necessarily have to check. If it sounds good, it is good, because this brother ain't going to send me down the wrong path. But time and time again, that's what we see on this set. People listening to the wrong people. So just be careful with that.
That's true.
And you got some people that don't, they just put on the vest and don't want to ask nobody nothing. They decide freestyling.
They just here to have a good time and party. So,
but I don't know where set and I don't know how long this stream goes. But I know we got an hour in. We got a lot of questions, so I wish we could have got to them. But
say, do you do things for the community as well?
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess y'all do
Look,
fundraising
we
for the
have
community.
a lot of things going on for the community. Our coalitions, like the Georgia Council, is broken up into coalitions. We have 9 coalitions in the state of Georgia, and we all do giveaways, back to schools. We
Yeah,
have a big
so,
one coming up in Atlanta, which is the Christmas party for the kids less fortunate. I think last year we did 40, 56 families. I don't remember the count. But and when I say families, I don't mean 40, 56 kids. I'm talking about, hell, I had a family alone that had 4 kids and they wanted PS5s, PS6s, Jordans, and all kinds of stuff. So we're constantly giving back to the community, always.
oh, okay. But like I said,
Save on this
yeah,
one.
we're gonna try to get in touch with her, but we're about to lose out on this end too. This new Z Fold is killing the battery here, it seems. But we're going to like I said, we're just glad to have a chance to chop it up with you, man. Learn a little bit about the Georgia Council. Hopefully, we can get you on the Highway Hyenas podcast one day.
Yes.
Hey man,
Uh,
anytime y'all ready, I'm with you, man. And
yeah,
there's some good questions in here too.
yeah, there's some
I,
good ones that
I,
we
I
missed,
want
but
to know if the SC wants to lead it. Oh,
yeah. So I don't know if Seb is back
that's
there.
me, Seb, calling you.
Yeah,
I hear his phone ringing.
yeah.
That's me. Don't be ignoring me.
Who's that?
Yeah, but I don't see him.
I see something over there. But
No,
anyway,
I see
yeah.
the background. I don't see him. So he
Yeah, so
probably,
we're gonna try to jump out of here before we get knocked off because we're down to like 4%. I think we're Seb coming back now.
I was gonna say if you
Yeah.
wanna
What's
put
up, y'all?
put
Thanks.
him in.
What up, Chris?
I'm back.
Hey,
It's all
It-
good. And how is I heard y'all. Thanks for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Checking in, that's to say Big Silk Tosh. You know, we're gonna do this again real soon, hopefully. You know how we
no
do.
doubt, no
Yes.
doubt, man. Like I said, yo, nice meeting you, man. And like I
Nice
said, I'm
meeting
definitely
you.
looking forward to chopping up with you again.
Oh, we'll see
Definitely.
each other real soon, man. I'm looking to
Yeah.
come to New York real soon.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
please, man, don't hesitate, man. Once you get up this way, we got you.
Right, and
I
that
ain't scared
girl
to
said we're
ride up
gonna
there.
take
I'm
care
just
of you
scared of
too.
y'all potholes, damn it.
Man, let me tell you something. My power host is definitely very gangster up here. Yes, you better bring ammunition for the, or at least bring your own blacktop. You're gonna need one or the other to fill them in. You're gonna need to fill them in on the way up, man. But no, when you come up, man, please hit us up, man. Please don't
Indeed.
hesitate. All right, Seb,
Indeed.
thanks again, Seb. We appreciate you, man.
Yes. Thank you, Seb.
All love.
Hey
Love
man,
listening to
hey,
you.
if nothing
Chill,
else, if
but
y'all
not
can
with you.
make it, second Saturday of October this year is our 16th anniversary. The Mob
Yeah,
MC will be having it at the Harley Davidson dealership in McDonough, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all having us on.
no doubt,
Okay.
man. Appreciate you, man. All right, Seb, peace.
See you
All right.
guys.
All right. Now, May, I want you to hold on with me real quick because we actually had a few questions. We have a few questions in the chat that I really want to get to before we, as we keep it going. All right, bro, you okay over there time wise? You good, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I dedicated this time to being able to ask or answer any questions that you have, boss, or anybody
All right.
has for that matter.
Okay, excellent. So let me go to this to our live chat and check out some of our comments here. Now, I know there was one that someone hit us on, I believe YouTube, and they were asking about the council. I'm trying to pull up that question now, so I can be on it. 1 second, brother. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So before I go to that, I actually have a few questions that our sister in Atlanta, Mocha, actually sent to me. So I'm gonna ask you some of those real quick. Mocha, if you did, check in,
Okay.
sis. I know you're traveling, sis, but if you're good, check in, sis. We're here. But let me throw this out there real quick, and these are questions coming from Atlanta. Okay, so one of the things that I have to ask you is tell us about what makes the Georgia set life unique for other clubs to visit. So once again, let me say it again. Tell us about what makes the Georgia set unique for other clubs to visit.
For me, it's the love. Like, I went to Vegas once, well, before the roundup, and it was different. And I didn't realize how much love I had in Atlanta until I went to Vegas. And I met a young lady, and we were talking about the set. Like I met this woman on the set, and I asked her when her anniversary was, and she told me she didn't know. And I'm like, how are you a patch holder? You don't know when your anniversary is? And she told me, oh, I just joined the club a week ago. Not shitting on Vegas, not shitting on y'all, not shitting on y'all. I think there's always a club out there that's got a set of colors in the trunk for somebody. But I went to a clubhouse out there in the Midwest, and they asked where was I coming from, and I told them Atlanta. And while I was there, I had a drink, and then you were able to walk out of that clubhouse, walk a block to another clubhouse, and then go out of that clubhouse and have another half a block, and you're at another clubhouse. So there was 3 clubs on the same block. And in the midst of that, every time I went to another clubhouse, they said they didn't fuck with the clubhouse that I had just left. In the city of Atlanta, you rarely see that. You don't see that on the 99 side. Like if there's some beef on the 99 side, it's you can deal with it. Like, people work things out for the most part. You don't see 99ers saying the hell with this 99er. We very rarely see it, and if you see it, it's because somebody did something real stupid. So that's that.
Okay, I respect that. So basically, you're saying that in Atlanta, everyone is pretty much, you said, it seems like every set has their own little drama situations.
Right.
But it sounds like in Atlanta, everyone's pretty much getting along, kind of smooth. The vibes are there, good vibes.
And for the most part, as much as I can say, I just love the Atlanta vibe. It's different, like I go to Louisville, Kentucky on a regular basis, and it's hard to top what they have in Louisville, Kentucky. To be honest with you, some people be like, Louisville, Kentucky. I'm talking about they party at 8 o'clock in the morning. In Atlanta, color count is over with. More than likely, your party's over with unless you got an after party at the club. I mean, at your clubhouse or at the hotel. Whereas I'd have been to Louisville after party, the after party, and then it's the breakfast party. That's the way Louisville, Kentucky rolls. So it's hard to kind of beat that.
Breakfast, so you got the after party,
Yeah.
and then the breakfast.
No lies. Ask Flash Black, Kentuckiana Gunslingers. He will get you drunk and keep you drunk for 24 hours straight.
That's what I'm talking about. That's funny, no doubt. So we actually another one, bro. And I'm gonna read this question. This question actually came in. So, do you believe that protocol has been lacking on the set in most recent years? I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but do you believe protocol has been lacking on the set in most recent years?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'll tell you like this.
And the solution.
What's that? The solution is stop letting any and everybody in your freaking club. Period, point blank. Because if you let a knucklehead, you knew this was a knucklehead before they joined your club, and you let them in your club, what's gonna make them straighten out? Now you got a knucklehead in your club, and people see your club as a whole with one person. One person represents your whole entire club. So when you let a knucklehead in your club and they do some knuckleheaded shit, now everybody's gonna look at your whole organization as a bunch of knuckleheads. Stop doing it. If you're not teaching your people, educating your people, have a protocol call on a regular basis. In the mob, we have a protocol call every second Wednesday, or 2 Wednesdays out of the month, where we teach our prospects how things are, how to approach OMCs. What do you do in this instance? Why? Well, of course, as a prospect, you ain't got no business approaching the OMC. But once you get your rags or your colors, this is how you approach. You stand there until somebody acknowledges you, and then you approach it, then you introduce yourself, and then you talk. But protocol has gotten so watered down. People don't understand that when you greet somebody, you're supposed to take your gloves off. It's authentic. It is unique. It is if you go back to medieval times, when a man came into the castle and he had his gloves on, he was ready to fight. He was armed. He was ready to fight. So when you have gloves on, you technically are armed and ready to fight. You ain't got no business shaking my hand or shaking a 1%er hand or anything. You're supposed to be bare hand shaking, topping colors. People who come and hug me and want to put their hand all on my back, covering up my patch. That's the same form. That's another form of topping colors. People are not educating their people to not do so. We talk about these things on the Georgia Council meetings on a regular basis. Go ahead.
What's the term that you referred to about the colors? You said popping colors?
Topping colors. Topping colors. Topping. Putting this cup on top of my hand. Topping colors. So topping colors is when, if nothing else, like if I got my colors on and I put a book bag on, I'm topping my colors. If I'm riding my motorcycle and I have another lady riding my motorcycle on the back and I got my colors on and she got her colors on, she is topping my colors. She shouldn't ride my motorcycle with her colors on if I have my colors on. These are things that protocol, it's like, it's there. You just got to reach in and grab it, and people don't reach in and grab it,
That's it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, I will talk you to death, Sev. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? Listen, one thing I do respect, even when I first came on a motorcycle set, I came on the set in 2009 in New York, and one thing I did respect was there were just rules to the game. You know what I'm saying? Just rules to the game. And within this community, within this, you got to know someone to know someone community. There are rules to the game. You know what I'm saying? And I respected that. You know what I'm saying? I respect discipline. I respect sacrifice. So when I hear about okay, we're going to do this because this is how it's supposed to be, and we're all going to follow, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're dealing with a group of people, there has to be some type of just structure or formula just to keep things together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you, bro. Yeah, definitely. But listen, let me go to the chat real quick, brother, because someone actually asked a question a long time ago. Sister Mocha just let me know. First of all, we have a lot of people tuning in all over the place. We're streaming live on YouTube, the Set Magazine on YouTube. We're also streaming live in Atlanta, Florida, North Carolina, New York, and I believe Texas as well. So big shout out to everyone who's actually tuning in, everyone who rocks with the Set Magazine, and actually everyone who fucks with the mayor. You know what I'm saying? Big up, salute. You know what I'm saying? It's all about a conversation. Like I tell people, I'm up in New York. You know what I'm saying? My team is all over the country, but at the end of the day, as we go online and we want to know what's going on down there, and y'all want to know what's going on up here. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's different. And it's the same, but it's just a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? So a different flow sometimes, So big up to everyone tuning in. And man, let me throw this out there real quick. This was a good question. I have to get back to it, but let me just make sure I have this question out there. Okay, 1 second, bro. And the question was, okay. My phone is bugging out. I'm actually trying to find the chat. 1 second, y'all. All right, before I find the chat, because we have chats on Facebook and this chat on YouTube, so I'm trying to navigate through all these different questions and shout outs. But let me go back to another question that I have for you. Let's keep it simple. What are some of the upcoming events in Georgia we should know about or we should have on our radar?
Well, of course, like I said, we do have our anniversary coming up the second Saturday of October, which is going to be October the 8th. We're typically the first weekend in October, but the full weekend would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But this year it falls on the first weekend. Well, most people would think the first weekend is that Saturday, but it's not. It's the first full weekend where you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Outside of that, you got Street Soldiers having their anniversary coming up. We do have we have a big come together day well, I wouldn't call it Come Together Day because we do have that in May, but we have something planned where we're having a big Thanksgiving dinner for everybody that's on the set that is legit. That is, um, let's see, you got Capital City coming up in December,
Where's it?
November. What's that?
Where's the dinner? Where's the dinner going to be held for those who like to attend?
Well, that dinner will not be disclosed because it's potentially going to be at an OMC clubhouse. So can't disclose that information.
They got to know someone in order to attend.
Right, right.
That's right. Okay.
Right, right.
Okay. Now, one thing, just for me being in New York and seeing things online, one thing that always caught my eye was that I think it was y'all had something real nice on Wednesdays. Was it? All I know, I think it's on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, yeah, that's DJ Dirty. Like DJ Dirty is one of the guys that's been on the set for. I mean, he was prior military, been on the set 20 plus years, like myself. He's been around the block, and he's now with Rare Breed, and he throws a bike night, Dirty Entertainment, I think it's called, if I'm not mistaken. Dirty Promotions, I'm sorry. Dirty, don't kill me, bro. Don't kill me. But Dirty Promotions, he throws bike nights on Wednesday nights. And at one point, well, it ain't talking about what it was, but now it's at Pseudos. And Pseudos is owned by another biker named Biz, who's also in Rare Breed. So shout out to Rare Breed, the Snowmans and the Monies and all those brothers that look out, man. I love y'all guys. But if you're going to be in town on a Wednesday, go see DJ Dirty at Pseudos. Now, I typically do not promote bars and all that. I always say clubhouse. If I'm going to spend my money, I want to spend it in the clubhouse. But DJ Dirty is one of my bros, and I hate to say I got to make an exception for him, but he is the exception and the only exception. So.
Okay, and that goes down every week, right? It's still current. Every week it still goes down.
Every week.
All right, cool. So listen, I'm gonna take this to our chat real quick on YouTube. I'm gonna shout out some people who actually are shouting us out. And I'm gonna shout out to Sister Sacrifice. She's actually the president of Rare Royalty SC coming out of Connecticut. We also have another chapter in New York. I see you, Sacrifice. Of course we have Mocha on the check-in, who was I believe the PRO of 24 Karat Divas coming from Atlanta. She's also our representative down in Atlanta. She keeps us going in Atlanta. Mocha, big up. We see you all over the chat. We also have, let me see if I see anybody here. Hold on one second. Okay, I see someone says, okay, yeah, I see it. Inglewood, Georgia, every Wednesday. Okay. All right. So listen, I'm in the chat real quick, bro. And let me go back to this real quick. And I think these are some important questions that people, being that you are the chairman of the council, if anyone has a question, like now's the time to get it out there. You know how it is. And especially because someone might be thinking the same thing. Like some of the questions you and Silk were actually talking about, I was actually thinking about. And I'm actually going to throw a few things out there too. But one of the things I'm going to say is someone asks L. Daniels, all right? I think this has to do with the council, or maybe you could just let us know about policy and stuff like that. All right, what is the role of SCs and who's supposed to teach the SCs how to maintain on the set?
Yeah, when you were frozen at some point while Highway Hyenas, Tosh and them were still on, and we covered that already. So that was a question that was already covered.
Okay, cool. So I'm here.
You got one from Lotus Flower. And while you looking that question up, shout out to my prez, DS. I see you, boss, and shout out to my son Chris. I see y'all. I love y'all, family.
Okay, I think the same person asked this question also, and I think this is a good question. The person said, also, I want to know if a SC wants to leave their MC sponsor, what position does that put the SC in without a sponsor? That's a very good question.
That's a great question. It just depends on what area you in, because of course my answer is my answer. I can answer for the state of Georgia, but I can't answer for everybody, all the sets around the country, because certain set has rules and certain set don't have rules. But in the state of Georgia, you have 2 times that you can leave, and that's it. So if you don't like the way the mob MC is tutoring you, then you can leave us and you can go over here to Blackwall MCs. And once you get over there and you say, well, I don't like the way these guys treat me, and in all actuality they say 2 times, but it's really once. You can't leave Blackwall MCs. If you leave Blackwall MCs and you decide you want to be something else, then that means you have to change your club in its entirety. So if your name was Corona MC, you got to change that name, and you got to become Hennessy. I mean, I'm sorry, Corona SC. You would have to change your name, and let's just say Hennessy SC. And when you change your name, you lose your time in service. So if you had, let's say, 9 years, you go back to being brand spanking new. So
That's interesting. I'm gonna say this much. I'm gonna throw this out there real quick. That's interesting, but at the end of the day, you know, there are rules to the game, but then we have reality. You know what I'm saying? We know that sometimes, you know, some people may disagree, or we know fraternize is a big part of this set. So when the you know, when members who are, which is just an imaginary scenario, if the social club and the MC club, they're right here and here, and someone's dating, maybe the prez is dating the other prez, and they
right,
fall out. But is it
right.
fair for them to have an opportunity? Because drama might not be because of them. How does that work?
But
I
see,
mean, is there like we get
here,
to the
here's
point?
the thing. And I know, and I promise you, I understand exactly where you're going with that. But at the end of the day, if you're not in this shit for the right reasons, you done already fucked up. So as a social club, if you say, well, I want to hang out with these guys and I want to be up under them because they always cooking and they always make sure I drink good and blah 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 blah, then that's what you're gonna end up with eventually. You wanting to leave because you're not getting the substance. You wanting to leave because y'all done broke up and so on and so forth. You know, at the end of the day, you need to be educated. If that MC is not educating you, that's your fault for staying there anyhow. If they weren't educating you from the beginning, that's your fault for coming into that organization, starting that social club without taking the time and figuring out the people you're dealing with. Because if you look at a relationship, when you start a relationship with an individual, you're not going to know everything, and you're not going to find out overnight. So as a social club starting a social club or being a part of a social club, as they're attached to an MC or trying to become attached to an MC, you treat it like a relationship. Over due time, you're going to build a bond or you're not. If you're not trying to build that bond and you just want to put colors on, and once you get these colors, now you hate where you at, same thing in a relationship. You just wanted to be married, you done met this man and became his wife, and it's going to shit, same thing. So at the end of the day, you got to do research on people and you got to know what you're getting yourself into. And if you don't, you're going to always run into the same brick wall. I promise you, time and time again, I see it. I hope that
Okay.
answers your question.
Oh boy, it did, but I think that you know, a lot of times people can get blackballed by a liar or someone who's not official. You could be official, but then someone spreading rumors and creating creating difficulty, and that person might not be solid. You know what I'm saying? So if someone creates a toxic environment, right, per se,
Mhm.
we all know the story's different. And then I'm listening to you like, well, you should have known better. It's like, well, where's the, you know, because this, you know, things happen. And some people may have good intentions, but just agree to disagree, just don't get along anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It
Right.
sounds kind of
Maybe
rough.
I'm coming off the wrong way, Sev, but all in all, All I'm saying is when you do the proper research, I don't know
Yeah.
if you're single or if you're married, but when you vetted, I'm just gonna say the word vetted. When you vetted this woman that you wanted to be married to, you might not have did a credit check, da 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 da, whoop da whoop whoop whoop, but you paid attention when you was around her, how she moved. You saw how she sat down, how she crossed her legs before she spoke. She gathered her thoughts versus just saying anything, so on and so forth. You see her when she drinks and how much she intakes and if she drinks too much, is she gonna be sassy or is she gonna be all the way up there? Those are things that you do when it comes to a relationship and a wife. You start the relationship, you prospect. You become a part of the relationship, you get vested. And you still continue on with the relationship, you grow. And at some point, when you're growing and you become vested, that's you married. You're married to that social club or you're married to that MC. But before you get to that marriage part, you have to do your investigation. So if you're attached to an MC, when you start your social club, if you're there during the beginning, you need to be vetting them as if you're vetting them as a husband, per se. As an
Yeah.
MC, we would vet you as if you're going to be a wife, per se, as an organization as a whole, if that makes sense. I'm not going to let anybody in this MC, if they own some bullshit. My other bros and my sisters would say the same thing. We not gonna make this shit easy on you. You ain't just gonna join because we want you to be here or because we want or need numbers. We can give a damn about the numbers. So when it comes to a social club, we don't need or necessarily have to have a social club attached to us. So with that being said, if you're gonna be here, be here. This is the way we move. This is what we want you to understand. We can love you and you not be attached to us, or we can love you and you be attached to us. But make sure you're vetting us just like we're vetting you. And that's all.
No doubt, no doubt. Let me ask you a question real quick before we go to another question that we have. Um, Tell me about auto clubs, and let's talk about riding clubs on the Atlanta set. Are they a part of it? Is there such thing as a riding club? Are the auto clubs? Are they auto clubs on the set? Do auto clubs wear cuts as well? What goes on in Atlanta, bro?
You don't typically see auto clubs in the city of Atlanta or in the
Okay.
state of Georgia. And I'm not saying that they're not here, but there's not many of that. It's definitely not like what I've seen in the Midwest or in the up north area. So that's as far as auto clubs. Uh, Riding clubs, it depends on what you would consider a riding club. So let's just say, for example, you have MSCs, a motorsports club. Some people would consider them as a riding club, but some people would say motorsports, as long as it's got a motor and it's a sport. So I can take this Sea-Doo and I can be a part of the motorsports club. We don't have a lot of that. So you got Rough Riders, who's a MSC, if I'm not mistaken, and you got Number One Stunners, which is a lifestyle club, not lifestyle as in we swing, but lifestyle club. But outside of them, and I think they still fall under the MSC portion. But outside of them, there was one other club that's MSC in the state of Georgia, but there aren't going to be any more in the city of Atlanta, as far as I can speak on. I can't say about the other parts of the state because I don't know each and every single club there is. But in the Atlanta area, there won't be any more MSCs or MSSs. We don't have MSSs and all that crap, and I see that in different areas where they have acronyms that I've never seen or heard of. So, and it's amazing that some of these people get away with some of that stuff, but that's not for me.
Okay. All right. No doubt, brother. Here we go. Here's another question. Tony Daniels. I'm not sure if she is. She's in the club or not. Let me let's ask this question. Why is it that the SC clubs under 10 years do not support the older SC clubs that started everything for the SC. Well, it sounds like more of an opinion, but she asked the question, and do you think that the new clubs don't support the OGs the way they're supposed to, brother? Talk to me, man.
Well, I don't know exactly where Tony Daniels is out of. If she's out of Atlanta, I'll say this. Support is support, and some of these younger clubs are not going to see you as the big sister that they should because they haven't been on the set long enough. And until they see you as that big sister, or until they start coming to, let's say, the Georgia, your coalition meetings and so on and so forth, they won't understand it. And but eventually, when they do start to understand it, you'll see them more often than none. Uh, Sometimes it's on you as the older sister or the older club to reach out to them and start educating them as well. So just like on the MC side, we have the old school clubs and so on and so forth. You know, tradition would say that Born Losers is an old school club. Tradition would say that Strikers are an old school club because they've been around 40, 50 years plus. And I think Born Losers is 60 years old, 60 plus years old. So, of course, with them being an old school club, I would go out there and I would reach out to them and I would love to learn from them whenever they speak to me. Hey, big bro, what's this? Hey, big bro, what's that? But that's me. I'm not one of those young social clubs that you refer to. And there's some young MCs that are out there that don't support as well. But support is support. And as long as you do what you're supposed to do, that's all you need to worry about, sis.
All right. I think that I'm gonna go back to the beginning real quick. I believe you said that in Atlanta there's a rule that there's no new clubs at this point. Is that what you said? Are we
The
talking
set is
about?
closed. The set is closed in Atlanta, Georgia right now. Now, even though I say the set is closed, technically the state is closed. But I can't tell, the 99ers can't tell the OMCs who they can and can't let in. So, and a lot of people get that misconstrued. Even though the state is closed, if Wheels of Soul decide to put a support patch on somebody, TG, Outcast, Underguard, whoever, Phantom MC, they decide to put a support patch on these people. It's not on us to say y'all can't do that. Some people on the 99 side feel like, oh well, y'all Georgia Council, y'all supposed to. Hey man, you go over there and tell that 1%er they can't do that, and see what happens. Call me tomorrow and see what, and let me know how that went for you. That's the best thing I can say.
Now here's my question though. Under the status closed situation, let me give you a scenario. So I know y'all guys.
Okay.
Y'all guys have a lot of, HBCUs. I mean, y'all guys have a chocolate city that everyone loves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone talks about the vibe down there. So say if there's some guys who just graduated from, HBCU in Atlanta, and they ride motorcycles, and they're 22 years old, they're in their early 20s, and they're graduates, they're frat brothers, whatever the heck. But they want to start a new club. They have their job, they have their bikes, they went to school, but you said there are no new clubs. Like, how does that work for people who actually have good intentions and want to start a club, or has that been going on? How long has that been going on as well? I'm just asking because there's some young people who may want to start a club, but then the brothers who've been around said no new clubs. So how do you work that out, brother?
Conversation. And that conversation would go as such. Number one, you obviously wasn't properly blessed in, because if you was properly blessed in by OMC, we wouldn't have that conversation. Right now, the OMCs look at things a little bit different in the state of Georgia, and really and truly, if you're not wearing a support club, if you're not wearing a support patch, then you're a no-go. You're not on the invite list at that point. So if you wear a support patch, you can be an Omega Psi Phi, you can be a Delta, or whatever fraternity or sorority you want to be, and you can put that on your back as long as you got that support patch on. Because we as the 99ers, we are not here to dictate. We are here to educate. And if we educate you the right way, still doesn't mean that you're going to understand the education. You 22 years old. Who are you to know what this MC world is? How are you to say that you can be the president of your organization and take your people across state lines and keep them out of harm's way? Because what people don't realize is a lot of people are ignorant to is being on the MC side or being in the MC set, whatever you want, whatever the case, there's dangers about, and if you go into the wrong territory and you're not properly invited or you don't have an invitation to be there, you can get yourself hurt. You can get your club hurt. You can get people around you hurt just because you don't know the ins and outs. And as a person that's 22 years old, you probably don't. Your father might have been in the club. Your uncle might have been in the club. That's about the only way. But if you just in a frat or sorority and you just want to start a club and that's it, hey man, you already in your club. Stay in your frat.
Okay.
Stay in your sorority.
That's very interesting. So wow. So basically, and mind you, I'm up in New York, where as far as I know, there is not a council. So I'm just looking in, and like I said, I've heard about the council. So basically, if some young people wanted to start their own club in Atlanta, they cannot do it unless they support an OMC.
No. What I'm saying in general is you can do what you want to do. That's the best way I can say it. You can do what you want to do, but ultimately to be recognized in the state of Georgia, or especially in the city of Atlanta, to be recognized. So if you just said, let's just say, you come to Atlanta and you start a fraternity club. Let's say you're Q Dog MC. Y'all pull up, y'all got 100 people in y'all club. 100 people right there in the city of Atlanta. And y'all pull up to my anniversary party on Saturday, October 8th. I'm turning you around. And that's an easy $1,000. That's just for y'all getting in the door. I ain't including drinks or food. I'm just talking about y'all walking through the door. I don't want your money because you're not properly sanctioned. So what are you doing here? Who invited you? And if one of my club members invited you, then I need to be talking to them. But at the end of the day, you still can't come in my organization's event, because what that shows to the rest of the set is the mob care about money more than they care about protocol, or the mob care more about money than what the mayor's been preaching, and so on and so forth.
That's real, bro.
It won't hurt my feelings to turn away $1,500. $1,500 is not gonna make or break the mob. $2,000, $10,000. If you bought $10,000 worth of people into my event, and y'all were the only people to come, and we was $10,000 in, so y'all would make us break even, we would still turn y'all away if y'all ain't legit. That makes sense. You there? Sev, you there?
Horse is a horse, of course. Yes, I had to do it, with some country boys. Got family and a bunch of toys. Girls having fun and the boys will be boys. Go up and get a life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Praise bikes up and guns down. One wheel and the cops, they don't run down. Cause the guards and the wheels know to come around. And the riders and the cast know to run a town. We'll be safe beyond the cut cause it runs deep. There's a whole lot of clubs, only one street. And as a man, you behave like you one deep. Cause when that casket drop, that bitch got one seat. Represent for the set magazine. Talking bikes, cars, trucks, everything. For the ones who need that two-wheel therapy. Big bills, life is better than it's ever been. Going coast to coast out of them Cali clubs. Cause the chosen few, nothing but Cali love. Got a 6'4" Chevy, got a Cordova. And a bitch so bad, had to pull over. Whoa. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. With an 8125, 1800 cc's on the street glide. CBR 1000 on the street side. Murder beats, no helmet, going retard. Go to show, I done been around the block, boy. Try to blackface, meatloaf, them rock boys. Big wheel, I'm a CVO stock boy. All love when we party, still rock boys. Black white said white boys Mondo. Outside there, white boy John no. Vinny Rack hit a seabed stunt roll. In New York, straight up 631 ho. Better know how this thing gon' work out. Big Queens got leaky. Next week it was Breeze, hold on, shut it down. R.I.P. Throttle hands up for them people we lost. And I'm talking street shit, this that every week shit. Throttle hands up for them people that died. COVID-19 and a whole bunch of things. Throttle hands up for them people who fell. There's riders who fell and there's riders who will. Throttle hands up for the ones who survived. Shout out to the ones who came back from the other side. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out.
Okay. The next one, I will be on there. I promise. My hair will be done.
SoundsRadio.com.
But listen, okay, he just let me know we have to step to the side real quick to the bathroom. So
On the other side now, never burn your soul, keep the rubber slow it down. Go up and get a life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Go up and get a life on the other side now. Go up and get a life on the other side now. Go up and get a life on the other side now. Never up and get a life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Crazy bikes up and guns down. One wheel and the cops, they don't run down. Cause the guards and the wheels know to come around. And the riders and the cast know to run a town. We be safe beyond the cut cause it runs deep. And the riders and the cast know to run a town. We be safe beyond the cut cause it runs deep. And the riders and the cast know to run a town. We be safe beyond the cut cause it runs deep. There's a whole lot of clubs, only one street. And as a man, you behave like you one deep. Cause when that casket drop, that bitch got one seat. Represent for the set magazine. Talking bikes, set magazine. Set magazine. Set magazine. Set magazine. Talking bikes, cars, trucks, everything. For the ones who need that two-wheel therapy. Big bills like it's better than it's ever been. Going coast to coast out of them Cali clubs. Cause the chosen few, nothing but Cali love. Got a 6'4" Chevy, got a Cordova. And a bitch so bad, had to pull over. Whoa. Welcome to life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. With an 8125, 1800 cc's on the street glide. CBR 1000 on the street side. Murder beats, no helmet, going retard. Go to show, I done been around the block, boy. Try to blackface, meatloaf, them rock boys. Big wheel, I'm a CVO stock boy. All love when we party, still rock boy. Black white said white boys Mondo. Outside there, white boy John no. Vinny Rack hit a seabed stunt roll. In New York, straight up 631 ho. Better know how this thing gon' work out. Got leaky on alert now. Can't believe K-Dub is on my shirt now. Next week it was Breeze, hold on, shut it down. R.I.P. Throttle hands up for them people we lost. And I'm talking street shit, this that every week shit. Throttle hands up for them people we lost. And I'm talking street shit, this that every week shit. Throttle hands up for them people we lost. Throttle hands up for them people we lost. And I'm talking street shit, this that every week shit. Throttle hands up for them people we lost. And I'm talking street shit, this that every week shit. Throttle hands up for them people that died. COVID-19 and a whole bunch of things. Throttle hands up for them people who fell. Riders who fell and there's riders who will. Throttle hands up for the ones who survived. Shout out to the ones who came back from the other side. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Yeah. I put my soul in check. I put my soul in check. Is what it is, that's what it was. Living with old regrets. I put my soul in check. I put my soul in check. I come correct, you come correct. Nothing but all respect. I put my soul in check. I put my soul in check. Do it for life, me and my guys. We know to do it to death. We know to do it for real. We know the shooters who kill. Some been up top, come from the bottom. What's popping is all you gon' hear. What would you do for your kids? What would you do for a check? What would you move? How would you prove what you would do for respect? You feel like money is everything. I feel like death is a guarantee. I spend the cash, straight at the stash. Pray that my mama don't bury me. I just be water my face. Me and my old 38. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Crazy bikes up and guns down. One wheel and the cops, they don't run down. The guards and the wheels know to come around. And the riders and the cast know to run a town. We be safe beyond the cut cause it runs deep. There's a whole lot of clubs, only one street. And as a man, you behave like you one deep. Cause when that casket drop, that bitch got one seat. Represent for the set magazine. Talking bikes, cars, trucks, everything. For the ones who need that two-wheel therapy. Big bills like it's better than it's ever been. Going coast to coast, out of the Cali club. There's a chosen few, nothing but Cali love. Got a 6-4 Chevy, got a Cordova. And a bitch so bad, had to pull over. Whoa. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. Welcome to the life on the other side now. Never burn your soul, keep the rubber side down. Nothing more cold than them brothers right now. Choppers looking good and them colors flying out. With an 8125, 1800 cc's on the street glide. CBR 1000 on the street side. Murder beats, no helmet going retard. For the show, I done been around the block, boy. Started blackface, meatloaf and rock, boy. Big wheel, I'm a CBO stock, boy. All love when we party, still rock, boy. Black white said, white boy Faldo. Outside saying, white boy John, no. Vinny Rack hit a seabed stunt roll. In New York, straight up 631 ho. Better know how this thing gon' work out. Big Queens got Leaky on alert now. Can't believe K-Dub is on my shirt now. Next week it was Breeze, hold on, shut it down. R.I.P. Throttle hands up for them people we lost.
And by my friend.
Every week, shit. Throttle hands up for them people that 15 and a whole bunch of things. Throttle hands up for them people who fell. Riders who fell and there's riders who will. Throttle hands up for the ones who survived. Shout out to the ones who came back from the other side.
All right, cool. We back. You hear me out there loud and clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, excellent. Pardon me, y'all, for the technical difficulties. I don't know what the heck just happened, but big shout out to our engineer. You know, we're streaming with the iRank Network. Definitely check out the iRank Network on if you're into podcasting, live stream, stuff like that. Definitely search and follow the iRank Network. Big shout out to my partner Logic, who's a part of that network. And once again, I'm Seth Black. I'm here live in New York. I hope everybody can hear me well. We're actually going to wrap this up, but we been getting some great response out there too. Great response. Big shout out to everyone who's actually checking in the chat, checking in on Facebook, checking in on YouTube. It's a beautiful thing. So, Mayor, you still there, bro?
Yeah, boss, I'm still here.
All right, good. I just want to make sure we live. Are we live, Logic? I'm seeing some video. Sometimes we have a little delay.
You're good.
Is everybody there? Okay, Mocha, I see you. Yes. All right, man. So listen, we're gonna wrap things up. But definitely, I'm loving it, and everyone who's following, really enjoying this conversation on, just Atlanta, structure, protocol, a little bit of everything. There's one question, man, that someone asked on Facebook, and I'm gonna get to that question now. I believe it's from our sister Lotus Flower. Lotus Flower, okay, Lotus. So hey, Lotus, what's up? But Lotus asks, how do you deal with Renegade members or clubs? I'm not sure which one, but let me see if I can pull that up real quick. She asked, how do you deal with Renegades? But let me see exactly.
Renegades in your MC is what
type of Renegades she's talking about. Mocha, do you know about that Renegade? Oh, here it is right here. Okay, So, Lotus would like to know, how do you handle renegades in your MC? That's her question.
All right, can you hear me, boss?
Yeah.
Okay. So, of course, whether it's an MC or a social club, you have what you call sergeant at arms, and you have bylaws. At the end of the day, if you have renegades in your MC or social club, and they are not following the bylaws, those are grounds to dismiss their membership. Period, point blank. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Also, if there is something that, I mean, if there isn't anything in your bylaws that say that you can remove them out of your club, you need to revisit your bylaws. Something that J Dog used to say, double R riders used to say all the time, hey man, you should be revisiting your bylaws at least once or twice a year. If not once a year, once every 2 years. So, there's going to be certain things that you implement as you grew. As you grow. Like initially when we started the mob, our bylaws weren't very long. It wasn't extenuous. It wasn't peg for peg for peg. It was more or less, look, we're gonna take a couple of pages, 4 or 5 pages, and we're gonna go off of this until this member fucked up and did something wrong. Okay, well, we got to call that the mayor law because the mayor done did something he ain't had no business doing. And then this person started doing stuff. Okay, well, we got to put this in the bylaws. And eventually, after so many people start messing up within the club, we had to add certain rules and regulations to it. So at the end of the day, in your organization, I'm not saying you got to name it after somebody, but at the end of the day, at some point, you should be updating your bylaws on a regular basis. I don't care if it's once a year, 20 times a year, whatever you have to do to keep your current members relevant and keep renegades out of your club or put them out of your club, then so be it. And that's it. Bylaws is key. The Georgia Council is going to stand on that every time. A real MC or a real SC is going to stand on the bylaws and the bylaws alone every single time. It ain't no, we're going to make an exception for this person. Stand on the bylaws. And that'll eliminate a lot of your BS. And if you don't have a good set of bylaws, you need to talk with somebody to give you some guidelines of what you should put in your bylaws, period, point blank. Like if and I'm just going to give you a little example there, Seb, before we cut. If I didn't have good bylaws, I wouldn't come to you, Seb, and say, hey, Seb, look at these bylaws and tell me if they're good or not. It's not for you to look at my bylaws. Only thing you can do, Seb, is tell me what should be in my bylaws to cover my club and or my behind. Period, point blank. Now, I don't know if everybody else understand that, but if you're not in the mob, you can't look in the mob bylaws. That's it. Period. I don't give a shit who you are. So, that answer your question there, Seth? Well, actually, it wasn't your question. It might have been Lotus Flowers' question. I hope that answered her question.
No doubt. Lotus, I hope your question was answered. Now listen, I have another question, brother. I have to ask you this question. It was actually texted to me from a sister, Way Too Thick, she actually rides, I know her from New York, and she's actually the president of Rare Royalty Social Club. I know they have a chapter in New York, but they have a chapter in Connecticut as well. So she actually texted me this question. I'm not sure if you talked about it, but please. This is a big question because everyone kind of knows someone in Atlanta, especially if you're up north, you're from the West, you know someone in Atlanta, or you may even think about moving to Atlanta or retiring to Atlanta. So a lot of people, especially as Black folks, definitely have ties to Atlanta. So I get it, but this is kind of like a hot topic. So basically, her question is, okay, she says she has a New York and Connecticut social club.
Okay.
She has members in Atlanta. She says, is it easy or would it be any problems to open up a Atlanta chapter?
I'll be honest. Well, I don't want to even say I'll be honest because most people that say I'll be honest be lying. It's harder to start a social club in Atlanta than it is a MC, believe it or not. Uh, and it's totally not to say that the MC don't have their shit together and the social club does, but Goonie Black does a great job of telling people no, hell no, and F no. I like to thank the MCs that are on the Atlanta side, the coalitions, the chairmen of the coalitions across the state of Georgia do a good job of saying this is what it is, this is what it ain't gonna be, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But me as a 99er, again, it reverts back to me saying I cannot tell a 1%er who they can and cannot bless in. So I hate to tell you I can't answer that question, but that's the best way I can answer that question. You know, at the end of the day, it's harder for the social clubs to become social clubs in the city of Atlanta, but also at the same time, I cannot tell the OMCs who they can and cannot bless in. So that's it. And that's not me tiptoeing around the answer. If nothing else, Seb, you can give my information out to her if she want to reach out to me personally. Anybody that wants to reach out to me personally, they're more than welcome to, you know, and it is what it is. And we can talk a little bit more in depth.
No doubt. Well, listen, Mayor, bro, I'm gonna say this much. I definitely appreciate this conversation with you. I definitely appreciate the fact that Hyenas actually tuned in. They warmed things up, and here we are now. About 2 hours later, man, but a lot of people caught some good information. I'm getting texts from all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we could do something like this again, brother. Because obviously, you know what you're talking about. You're the chairman of the Georgia Council, so like you're a plug. You're the person to get information from, or just you know, just ask questions. So you are the plug, brother. So we appreciate you being in the building with the Set Magazine Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we have a lot of people tuned in from all over the place. I would like you to shout yourself out, shout your team out, your comrades out, and once again, remind everyone that's tuned in about your annual that's coming up, bro.
Well, I'm gonna start off by shouting out the Mob MC, Disciples and Monsters on Bikes. At the end of the day, I love y'all. I respect y'all. Y'all my family before anybody else except for my blood. It is what it is. Y'all know how that shit goes. Anniversary coming up, October the 8th, Harley Davidson in McDonough, Georgia, about 10 minutes outside of Atlanta. I want to shout out Venue GPS. Be on the look for Venue GPS. Seb, remember me when I tell you, when I say this, Venue GPS. Put that in the back of y'all head, in front of your head. Venue GPS, man, it's going to be your virtual concierge service that can tell you what's going on in the motorcycle community, any and everywhere you at. You'll be able to see flyers for any and everybody who's registered. You'll be able to see what's going on in nightlife, casino life, whatever it is that's going on in the world. So, but outside of that, shout out to Prez, both of my presidents that were on the call. On here earlier. I don't know if Gotta Go was on or not, but On Time and DS. And shout out to Chris, my son. I love you, boss. Keep doing and keep moving the way you move, man. You are awesome. You are awesome, and you're going to continue to be awesome if you just keep pushing, son. Keep pushing. And I got your back no matter what. That's what I got, boss.
That's what I'm talking about. All right,
hey, thanks,
dog.
Mocha. Mocha. Thank you, Mocha. Thank you, Mocha. Thank you, Mocha. Appreciate you, Mocha. Mocha's the reason why all this happened. You are awesome, and I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
No doubt. Mocha, we see you. Big shout to her team as well, her president and some of her other members. Actually, they were all heavy on our chat. So once again, big up to 24 Karat Divas. Big up to their PRO, Mocha, who was Atlanta representative. So if you follow us on Instagram in Atlanta, if you follow us on Facebook in Atlanta, Mocha is the one that has been keeping us relevant in Atlanta for years. So Mocha, once again, big up to yourself, big up to your whole squad. And I'm gonna big up the whole team, our whole team from New York to Cali, DT nephew down in Florida, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Oh, let me shout out our sisters also real quick. Our sisters from Ladies of Elegance. Our sister Juicy, she's the prez. They have a motorcycle club and a social club coming out of Oxford, North Carolina. Their annual's coming up in October as well. Big up to those ladies. I'm sorry I don't have the flyer in front of me, but big up to Ladies of Elegance. We should be down there in North Carolina celebrating with Ladies of Elegance within a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, Mayor, we're going to wrap this up. Big shout to Logic, our engineer. And it was a pleasure, bro. And we're going to hopefully chop it up and do it again soon. You know what I'm saying?
Pleasure's all mine. Anytime you want me, man, I'm on here.
Indeed. Salute. Peace, brother.
Salute, please.
I can't imagine. I die before it is that way.
Love you, man. Daughter, baby mother, I always love you. Always love you.
What's up, big homie? You still here with us? Sad, but we had to come out here and show love. Jack, you already know I need some more kids. Oh, you tell us the big cousin.
Yeah, little cousin. 10 years younger than him.
All right, so I know he's about his construction lifestyle.
Yeah. He was on his way to get his crane operating license. He was already up on the boom truck. He was on his way up, man. You know what I'm saying?
He loved being a builder, bro. He loved that industry.
He was good with his hands. He went down on the jack. He helped me put together my 05 CX10. I didn't even know how he knew how to do that.
That's right. I do. Big Swole. Bro, man. You here with Cuzzo. Swizz, Steady Redline. We outside for Swole.
We here to honor
Yes, sir.
the late, great B Swole.
Yes, sir.
That's what all these people is here for right now. We come out here to honor B Swole, man. That's what we here. That's what we doing. We're going to celebrate his life and do what he loved to do. You know what I'm saying?
Big Joe. VP. Steady Red, bro. NG. That's it. There it is right here. NG and Steady right here. We see you, Jersey. We see you.
He was a good brother, a good rider. You know, we lost a good man early.
That's a fact.
So we here to show love, man. You see this crowd? That means he had to be a good brother when this many people show up for you. So I'm just here to spread love.